Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zara and today I am going to be doing my fantasy football league. I came up with this idea a couple of months back. It's just a little bit of fun and I was talking to somebody about actual fantasy football and I thought, you know what? Who would I have if I were to pick fantasy characters to be on my football team? This is not to be taken too seriously, though I did put quite a bit of thought into it. When I say football, I mean actual football, as in English football, not soccer, actual football. So any Americans here who know like football as in American football, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about English football. So before I talk about my team of 11, I'm going to talk about the formation quickly. I was debating between a 4-4-2 and a 4-2-3-1 formation. I ended up going with a 4-2-3-1 because it's a good all-rounder. You've pretty much got all your bases covered and it plays to the individual strengths of the characters that I have picked. So without further ado, let's jump into the goalkeeper. So who would I have in goalie? I would have Legolas from The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Legolas is quick, he's got great eyesight, he would be able to react very quickly if the ball came into the box. You know, the goalie has full view of the pitch and he would be able to see things right at the other side, and I think the key thing is having quick reactions, and I would definitely trust Legolas to do a good job of being able to capture anything that came his way. In defenders, we have 4 people. The first defender, I would have Maquin from The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne. Maquin, he has a great arc in The Faithful and the Fallen, and he kind of becomes this defender of Fidele. He is definitely somebody I would want defending my goalie. He is strong, but he's very thoughtful, and I think you need to have somebody who has both of those skills in this role, and I would totally trust Maquin to do a very good job of that. Next to him, I would have Basso from The Folding Knife by KJ Parker. Basso is not necessarily known for his physical strength, but he is incredibly smart. Because of that, I would also make him captain of the team because you need somebody who can be very strategic, 10 steps ahead, and knows what cards to play at different points in the game. And Basso is probably the only person, maybe one other, but Basso is the one that I would trust to do that for sure. Next to Basso, I would have Aragorn, son of Arathorn, from The Lord of the Rings again by J.R.R. Tolkien. Aragorn is a leader, he's very thoughtful, but he has the strength as well. And you would know that he would do whatever he would need to do to save that ball from going into the goal. So definitely Aragorn would play a very central role. And, you know, he's kind of a centered defender for that reason. And then the next person I would have to him, maybe surprisingly, is Tamas from the Powder Mage trilogy by Brian McClellan. Again, as you can see, I've generally put quite strategic people, but people who can also fight, maybe aside from Basso. But Aragorn, Tamas, and Maquin, I think between the 3 of them carrying the kind of physical strength, you would be able to defend against pretty much anything, especially with Legolas being in goal. So next we have 2 defensive midfielders. The first left midfielder would be Veridus from The Faithful and the Fallen by John Gwynne. Veridus is smart. He's able to react very quickly. He's very strategic. He'd be able to see the kind of lay of the land very well. Centre midfields, they need to be able to kind of know where to fit themselves in. And Veridus would be able to figure out where the gaps are and position himself so that he was servicing the team in the best way possible. Next to him, I would have Lan from The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. Lan is a beast. I mean, I've only read the first book, but I've heard a lot of things about Lan's character as the series develops. He's a beast. I don't know if you've all seen the kind of trailers for The Wheel of Time, and the actor that they picked for Lan is just, he just looks so good, so badass, and I would definitely have him. Coupled with Veridus, I think the 2 of them would be able to, you know exactly where they would need to be in order to be able to, put the team in a good position. Next, we have 3 attacking midfielders. The first person I would put is Kelsier from the Mistborn Era 1 series by Brandon Sanderson. Kelsier, I just think putting him in an attacking position, he would be able to kind of make way for the striker and really kind of create opportunities for the striker and be able to kind of connect dots and kind of see what's happening on the field and position himself really well in place. I don't know, I would trust Kelsier to support the striker The only issue I have with Kelsier is that Kelsier is a bit of a one-man show. So I don't know maybe if he would try to steal the show from the striker. But I don't know. I feel like if you paired him with the striker that I've got in mind, there could be a really interesting dynamic there. The second person that I've got as an attacking midfielder is Logan Ninefingers from the First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. I obviously had to get a Joe Abercrombie character in this fantasy football league. Honestly, I kind of want to do this video just with First Law characters once I've started and finished the Age of Madness trilogy. But Logan, you know, you want somebody who's got brute force in an attacking position. You want somebody who's going to create opportunity, make way, and do what they need to do to make sure that the striker can get the job done. And I think Logan, you know, Logan's quite a selfless person, so he's not going to try and take the limelight from the striker. He's just going to do what he needs to do to get the team the goal and to get them in first position. Next to him, I would have Jorg from the Broken Empire trilogy by Mark Lawrence. You can see I've put quite strong personalities together, but again, you want somebody who is an attacking midfielder position, be almost quite, you know, forceful in the way that they play. And I think Jorg coupled with Logan and Kelsier, you've got a really interesting dynamic there, and I think you got a pretty winning trio there. In the striker position, so this one I had to think about quite a lot. And when I thought about this character, I couldn't think of anybody else, and I don't know why. And that is Vasher from Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. Vasher is one of my favorite characters from kind of all of the books that I've read from Brandon Sanderson so far. The thing about Vasher that I really like is he's very focused. He's a great fighter, so you know that he's going to be able to kind of make his way through difficult situations. He's quite tactical as well, right? Like he kind of knows, I have a feeling he would kind of know where to slot himself in, where to find opportunity. And he's also got this kind of like brutality to him. So I think he would be able to brute his way into scoring a goal if need be, if the strategic element didn't work. But Vasher, I think, coupled with this really strong attacking midfielder trio, this team would win. Like, honestly, top of the league, Premier League, Champions League, whatever you want to call it, this team would go a long way. When I was thinking about this, I wanted to couple people who are quite strategic with people who have the physical strength and who are quite quick and can, most importantly, you know, football for me it is a strategic game, right? It's about being able to find opportunity. It's about being able to defend against the opposition and really be quite, you know, strategic and tactical about the way that you win the game. It's kind of like chess in certain ways. You're moving certain players in certain ways. You got to do what you got to do to get the job done. And I think this group of 11 characters would do an absolutely phenomenal job of winning the league. So there you have it. So this was a little bit of fun. I thought I would change it up a little bit and do something a bit different. I'm not going to tag anyone, but I would really love it that if you're interested in doing this video, please do it. And please let me know if you do it, because I would really love to see who you pick as your top 11 characters that you would put in your fantasy football team. The one thing that I will mention is that I obviously only had male characters. I would like to do a different version of this video with just female characters. Don't ask me why, it was just the way that I wanted to do it. There's really no kind of big thought process that went into it. I kind of just wanted to make this one male characters, and then I'll probably do another one with just female characters. In fact, I will do one, but it probably won't be for a while. Definitely let me know if you decide to do it. And if you are an American and you don't really understand, you know, proper football, as in English football, then you definitely do it in American football style. Totally open to that. And yeah, let me know if you do it, because I think it was super fun, and I had a lot of fun actually thinking about where I would place people. So that's it, folks, for this video. I hope you enjoyed this one, and let me know if you have any feedback. And I had a lot of fun doing it. Definitely comment down below whether you agree with my picks and whether you would have put people in different positions, or if there's any characters that I didn't really think of that could fit into a fantasy football team. Thanks a lot for watching, folks, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.